Alright, we're back with an update on my Happy Mail book. It's getting nice and thick with goodies. In my previous video I was explaining what I was going to do with some parts of my Happy Mail, so I've done those steps. Some of these envelopes I split so that they would become pages rather than, you know, glue an envelope in, and I think that worked out really well. And then there were some areas where the addresses were showing, so I covered them up with other bits that I had received. And in some locations I left like my name showing. I'll show you when I find one. Because I thought it was really interesting to see how many different people were writing my name. Because handwriting is kind of a lost art with the use of computers and all that, so I thought that would be fun. Let me get this centered a little better and zoomed in so you can maybe see some of these bits of goodie going on. Alright, so this one's pretty much intact. We just did the bits here. And I added this. That was already on the envelope, but I added those. I used some of this craft tape that I found at Tuesday Mornings. It's craft paper. It sort of sticks, so where it's giving me issues I just added some extra glue. So I have this one where it opens like this. This one I didn't want to, this is a card from someone. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. It seems to be a little awkward there. Alright, this is a card I got from someone. I sent them some Braille paper to play with, and she sent me back some Christmas papers and stuff like that. So a little note from her. And I'm back. That was my older dog's on chemo meds, and that was the pharmacist for getting his new meds set up here at the new place. Anyway, this envelope was too pretty to cover with other things, so I peeled this plastic bubble wrap off, and I've done it this way, and I'm doing all the decorating on the outer, which technically is the inside but now is the outer, so that I could keep the pretties. But I covered up the address part, most of it. And then here's an area where I've left my name. This one I left the washi tape that was on it, but I made it where I could open it and tuck stuff away. This one I thought was open from the top, but it's actually the other half of that first page. This one I just kind of glued on. I cut it apart so I could have the back piece too, because it had paint on it. And then I've just tucked the note in here with a bit of doily that was given. This was someone's little thing I cut out and added. This I created a pocket and placed little tuck little notes from people. These two items were separate email or packages, but from the same person, because doing these swaps, sometimes they get paired out with the same people more than once, which is fine. So I just kind of kept her stuff together. This one, I'm not going to open the flap because I left my address on there because her handwriting was so pretty. But it opens from the top, and that's where I've tucked little things from her. Oh, and the back of the envelope, I do believe, had... No, it doesn't. It has her address on it. This one I cut apart, and I put the note in there. And I've left some blank pages because I'm hoping I'll get more Happy Mail. This one I used one of the tickets someone had made to cover up the other person's address. So they have this neat little flippy flap. And these are open from the side. This one's open from the top, and I used it to tuck some stuff in that I wasn't sure how I wanted to do attaching with just yet. Put a piece of paper here, a little stampy shaped thing here. This one actually is from Gina. And then those ones there, and there's my name. Left that so I could see how that was written. And I love all these different stamps I've been getting from other countries as well. This one I'm not going to really mess with too much because it's just an awesome spray piece of work, but it's open from the ends. This was on the back of an envelope. I peeled it off and glued it back down. And I have some things tucked in this one, I think. Nope, maybe I don't. Alright, that didn't go down well, so I have to come back and do that again. Here's a spot where my name was written. This one I tucked several things in. Here's a collection of names from different people. That I used these bits from someone's work as address covers. I've kept the reverse of several envelopes because they all have different security patterns. And then that's a pocket. And there's more of that tape. And this one opens like that to include all the pretties. I'm getting attacked by my stuff over here I need to put away. This one I stapled on, and I left the contents inside because she sent 2 cards. This I think came off of something from PETA, if I remember correctly. So a little pocket there, a flippy here, and I just taped it all the way around the edge, which enforces that edge. This one here, nothing going on in there yet. There's where I left my name out. There's something inside here, a couple of cards. This is different, all different people's things. Nothing tucked in there yet. Oh, good grief, that's just really determined to attack me. Other name. Why did I do that? I think I had leftover piece, so I just attached it here. This has a weird sticky feel to it, so I'm going to figure out what to cover that with. This was in part of Happy Mail from a group I'm in. And I left it in there because it was this piece of papyrus, and there's the note. I thought I would leave it alone. This one I had reversed the envelope, and I'm using it as a place to tuck all these little sticky notes and things that people have written. Some more pages ready for more. These ones I just kind of tucked in here. Like this one was written on leftover cover off of a cardstock pack. So. Another tucky place. And there, a little flip. And I kind of put this on like a little hinge because of the person's name and why this mail was received. And of course they're pretty jelly print maybe. I like this tape, so I made sure that was the focal point as I got to this section. And then I have some stuff tucked up in here. And this pocket, I used its flap as the way to, I tucked it up in here because this pocket was really weird. But I glued it in, and then I used that as my part to sew it in. And then I added that on there, and then I taped this one to the back with this one underneath as well. So I have a couple little flappy flaps. And then as I was going along, I realized I still have space to add another signature in here and here. So I pre-punched those holes, so when I get more envelopes or whatever, I could put those in those places. So my next step is I have all these bits, and especially from the last KIF embellishment swap, I've got all these little doodads that came, and you know, just little whatevers that I can play with and add to the pages, paper clips and bling and all kinds of fun embellishments. There's a little purse and a pretty, some sticky notes. And then I also have all this washi tape and stickers that have come off of letters and things that I've been getting in the mail. So I'm going to utilize those because there really is no point to keeping these other than to look at them and go, ooh, ah, look at this washi tape. That's dumb, right? You need to use your stuff. So I'm going to peel those back off. This, by the way, is just page sleeves that you would purchase. I took part of a manila envelope, put the sleeves in, but I put sheets of white paper in first. I also trimmed both ends so I can put stuff in if I need to. And then what's that stitch? Pamphlet stitched down the center there to make a booklet, and that's just where I put my, Another reason for the white paper, so when you're looking at the pages, you're not seeing both sides at the same time. You're just going to see the side. So, an easy way of making a little booklet for stowing your goodies in. Alright, so I'm going to go on to the next step. Oh, I'm also going to use my little ink runner stampy things. You know, they go in here. I got these from Tuesday Mornings. They look like stitching. There's a whole bunch of different patterns in there. I'm going to add some of that stamping to some areas on here. Like, you know, along the edges of these envelopes and stuff where it needs a little sprucing up. And I'm also going to use markers or paint or something to color in some of these little areas where there's opportunity. Hope you like my next section of my Happy Mail book. And one of the next steps we're going to do also is to figure out how to do the cover. I have an idea. I need to test it on something else first before I commit, and then we'll go from there. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to see future videos. Take care. Bye.